Welcome to This Explainer. Look, if you're eyeing the housing market here in Colorado, you already know it can feel less like house hunting and a lot more like an extreme sport. Prices are steep, and balancing your long-term financial goals against those massive upfront costs, well, it's a real challenge for anyone. Have you ever caught yourself scrolling through listings online, staring at a place and thinking, okay, is this actually in my budget? The anxiety of just guessing what you can afford can practically paralyze you. But imagine contrasting that anxiety with the absolute rock-solid confidence of knowing exactly what your buying power is before you ever step foot inside an open house. That's exactly the power we're unlocking today.
Okay, let's dive into this. Here's our playbook. First, the Colorado Housing Challenge. Then, breaking down your mortgage, testing financial scenarios, avoiding hidden costs, and finally, search strategies.
So, part 1, the Colorado Housing Challenge. In a market as cutthroat as ours, preparation is your absolute best defense against overspending. You need the right tools, right? Your primary weapon here is the Colorado Mortgage Calculator. Basically, it's a digital tool that estimates your monthly housing payments using your loan amount, interest rate, and term length. Let me be totally clear on this. Firing up this tool is the crucial, absolute, mandatory first step you have to take before you start your home search or even think about making an offer. It's the only way to turn pure guesswork into hard, actionable math.
Moving right along to part 2, breaking down your mortgage.
Because guys, a mortgage is so much more complicated than just the sticker price of a house. When lenders look at your monthly cost, they're calculating your PITI. That stands for principal, interest, taxes, and insurance. Now, your principal and interest are tied directly to your loan amount and rate. Simple enough. But those other two pieces, they fluctuate, especially property taxes. Those vary wildly depending on exactly which Colorado county you're looking to buy in. You really have to account for the whole pie here, not just the base loan.
Which brings us to part 3, testing your financial scenarios.
Let's put the calculator to work. On one hand, you've got fixed-rate mortgages, and on the other, adjustable-rate mortgages, or ARMs. A fixed rate gives you steady interest and highly predictable payments for the entire life of the loan. An adjustable rate, though, well, it might save you some cash early on with a lower initial rate, but man, it poses a huge risk if market rates jump up later. The beauty of your calculator is that it lets you model both of these scenarios instantly, so you know exactly what you're signing up for well before you sign a stack of binding paperwork. And when you're weighing a 15-year against a 30-year fixed term, the trade-offs are just massive. A 15-year term demands a higher monthly payment, sure, but the total interest you pay is significantly lower and your equity grows incredibly fast. A 30 years stretches that loan out for lower monthly payments, but you're paying a whole lot more in interest over time. Actually, here's a crazy fact you'll notice when playing with the numbers. Just paying an extra $100 a month toward your principal can radically alter your loan term. We're talking thousands of dollars saved. All right, on to part 4, avoiding hidden home ownership costs. To make sure you don't fall into the hidden financial traps that catch so many first-time buyers off guard, you have to account for closing costs. These typically run anywhere between 2 and 5% of your total loan amount. These upfront fees cover mandatory stuff like title insurance and appraisal fees. If you aren't using your calculator to factor this massive expense into your savings plan, you might find yourself dangerously short on cash when closing day rolls around. And honestly, the hidden costs certainly don't stop there. If your down payment is under 20%, you're going to trigger private mortgage insurance, or PMI. Plus, you need to budget for those variable county property taxes, homeowners association fees, which, let's face it, are literally everywhere in Colorado, and just general maintenance. I really cannot stress this enough. Forgetting to plug these escrow items and PMI into your calculator will give you a dangerously inaccurate estimate of what you can actually afford.
Finally, part 5, strategies for your home search.
Now we get to take all these calculations and play a little offense on your house hunt. The golden rule of budgeting from financial experts is the 28-36 rule. Basically, this means your housing costs should stay under 28% of your gross monthly income, and your total debt, so including your new mortgage, car loans, and credit cards, shouldn't exceed 36%. Your calculator is the exact tool you need to quickly verify if that potential house keeps you safely within the zone.
Getting that verification is incredibly simple. Step 1. Input your loan amount, which is just the home price minus your down payment. Step 2, add in your interest rate and your term length. And step 3, this is the one people always forget, add in those property taxes, insurance, and HOA fees. By following these 3 concrete steps, you can instantly visualize your true all-in monthly cost. Let's anchor this in reality for a second. Let's say you have a $400,000 loan at a 6.5% interest rate.
That results in a monthly payment of $2,528. For a lot of people, that's a pretty conservative budget impact. But jump that loan up to $600,000 at the exact same rate, suddenly you're paying $3,792 a month. That shifts your budget into highly aggressive territory. Seeing these numbers calculated right in front of you prevents you from falling in love with a home you just can't comfortably afford. Once you have those baseline numbers dialed in, you combine them with real market research. Check local MLS portals for inventory trends. Look into state-specific programs here in Colorado that offer down payment assistance or lower interest rates. And this is key. Pay down your existing debt to boost your credit score so you can secure a better rate. Combining your calculator estimates with localized market research really empowers you to stay disciplined, even if you find yourself sweating in the middle of a crazy bidding war. Now, while a calculator is an absolute superpower, it's important to recognize its limits within your broader financial picture. It's perfect for instant, free, specific loan math and rapid scenario testing. However, a financial advisor provides holistic, highly tailored long-term planning. You should absolutely use a calculator to find your starting point, but consulting a pro is the best way to ensure your home purchase actually aligns with your broader life goals, things like retirement and investments. And that brings us to the core philosophy of this entire explainer. Always choose your peace of mind over what a lender says you can borrow. Just because you get approved for a massive loan does not mean you should actually take it. Using a mortgage calculator gives you the data, and data gives you control. Never let a fast-paced market push you beyond your calculated, comfortable limits. So, the question I'll leave you with is this. Are you ready to calculate your true buying power? Seriously, don't let the Colorado housing market intimidate you. Open up a digital calculator today, run your own numbers, and take full charge of your financial destiny before you ever look at another listing. Thanks for exploring this with me, and hey, happy house hunting!